Season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars is among us. The theme of this promo shoot is Celestial Goddess. I want to go through each of the queens' promo and confessional looks from their season so far. After that, I will compare their ages, and no, I'm not being ageist. We are not age shaming anyone here. I simply want to compare early season queens from later season queens to understand each queen's journey on the show. I also want to rank their placements as well as some of the dynamics of the queens. Like I mentioned earlier, the promo theme of this shoot was Celestial Goddess, which is like obviously a goddess and like superhero theme. First off, let's start off with Angeria Paris Van Michaels, aka Banji, not Banji, Angie 2.0. To me, she's always been really well polished. She always looks so expensive when she's in drag. Even her entrance look was like a lot better than some of these queens runway looks. I like this All-Stars promo look a lot better than her season 14 look because I think that in her season 14 look, she looked a little bit stiff or she was like in a weird pose. I think that shoulder wrap kind of restricted her movement. But for me, this is definitely one of the top 3 promo looks for this season. Angeria's All-Stars 9 confessional look is on the left and season 14 on the right. This season, she is keeping it simple with a black hoodie and a pink bandana tied around her forehead. I think it is well known that the queens have to film their confessionals every morning in the same outfit, so this just makes it practical. I think that Angeria goes for more of a comfort look in her confessionals. I also caught her, Roxy, Chanel, and Georges on the Sherry Shepherd show.
Wow.
She looked really good. And her hair, her makeup, it was all on point. But I did notice that she looked like distracted or maybe the nerves just kicked in. But they were on there promoting All Stars 9 and they did a little dance off at the end. I noticed that Mama Ru has the girls working because they're doing their rounds. Because I also saw them in a couple other like YouTube videos on BuzzFeed and Entertainment Weekly. And also elaborating a little bit on the confessional looks. For those of you who don't know, the queens are always wearing the same confessional looks throughout the season, which makes people think that they're shooting it that same day, right? Well, they're shooting it at the same time, but production makes them wear the same outfits so they can kind of like break and splice some of those dialogues to make a narrative and kind of edit a queen to a certain storyline. I remember on one of the episodes of All Stars 3, Trixie looked different on one of her confessionals just because the lipstick she had on like stained her lips. It was like, and you know how she overlines her lips? So it was like stained all the way around in pink. So I don't know, that was just kind of like different where I just kind of started noticing it. But up next, we got Gorge, we got Gottmik. Her All Stars 9 look is black and white, and of course, she has her signature white face. I think I like, well, I like both of her looks from both of her seasons, but to be honest, I think I like her season 13 promo look a little bit better. But I saw a lot of fans who really liked the black and white look, and of course that black and white background really complements her, as well as her hair. Her hair is like really neatly crafted. So I'm just wondering like if Serena Cha did all the girls like promo hair or something because they all look good. They all look expensive. And I think on season 13, Gottmik said that she spent around $20,000 for her season looks. So I'm just curious, like like how much did she spend all around on this time? Like, yeah, for this season, because I think they were saying allegedly that the queens got $25,000 for their looks, which would make sense, because if they're not gonna get any money in return, at least they're getting some money for their wardrobe, which is cool. Next up, we have Georges, or Spicy Little Titty Latina. For this promo look, she had a revealing blue flowy dress, and I think this is how you're supposed to do a nude illusion. Well, at least I think she has like a nude mesh supporting the dress, because Honestly, to me, it's kind of distracting when people try to have like a nude illusion dress and it doesn't even match their skin tone. I know that like sometimes people are working within a limited budget, or it might be difficult for certain skin tones to find the perfect match. But on season 16, Morphine, she was a good example of that because a couple of times, including like the Lollapalooza, and I think they had like a gothic, like black look where her tights or her mesh just didn't match the rest of her body. And on that Lollapalooza where she won the $50,000, I think she just needed like some tights or something because I think her legs was what didn't match the rest of her body. But anyways, Nene Leakes on season 10 of Real Housewives of Atlanta is another example of this. I know I'm way off topic, but that dress that she had on that reunion, like it was just so distracting to me because on her chest, like that was all I would look at because that nude mesh was like that dress, that whole dress was like for a lighter complexion person, and you know she's got some melanin, so obviously like that kind of mesh just didn't go well with her skin tone. So that's just kind of distracting, but I don't know if people just don't realize that that's supposed to be a mesh, like that's supposed to be like see-through or transparent, like if it's not there, you know, like if it's barely there. But anyways, in his confessional looks, Georges looks cute with his like little slutty strands of bangs hanging down and his pink little tank top. Ooh. Next, we have Nina West. Oh, Nina. For me personally, Nina has like a certain aesthetic that's just not for me. Sorry, but I would have to give her a boot on this look. Moving on to her confessional look, Nina has a black floral shirt, and I I searched the image online, and it took me to Bloomingdale's. It looks like the shirt runs anywhere from 50 to 100 bucks. I know that's random, but I just thought I would throw that in there. I think that Nina's like, you know, she's really lovable. She's a charming person, but for me, some of her outfit choices are choices. Up next, our Vietnamese doll Plastique looks incredible. I think she has the best promo look this season. I watched somewhere where she was saying that she was trying to incorporate her culture more into her looks, and I think that she's doing an awesome job without taking it like too literal. Just making, you know, her looks just are inspired by her culture. She doesn't take it literally to where she just slaps a whole flag onto her dress. Cough, cough, cough. Geneva Carr. No shade, but I'm Mexican too, and I understand that people are prideful of their heritage, and even with the gay flag, you know. But to me, something like what Plastique does is just more creative than being so literal and just like stamping a Mexican flag or a Vietnamese flag or US flag or a gay pride flag onto your attire. It's like you can find ways to incorporate it into your drag or into your life, into your whatever, you know, without being so literal. And even if you do want to be literal, no problem with that, you know. But like if you constantly do it, it's like, okay, we get it, we get it, we get it. Whatever. Out of drag in his confessional looks, Plastique is so hot. Like this person never not looks good, whether in drag or out of drag. They could come out in a fucking diaper and they'd be like, Valentina, your smile is beautiful. Next up, we have her shady lady Roxy. This time around, she has an orange flowy dress with some devil horns. Well, they're like some antler looking decorations on her head, but I'm not mad at it. I don't know if she's trying to like copy Bianca Del Rio, but all three of her promo looks low key kind of look like they were made out of the same material, just in a different color. But the doll always looks good. For her confessional look, she stepped it up. She's feeling her gay punk rock and roll fantasy. Roxy's handsome out of drag, so thick and juicy always looks good. For our next third timer, Chanel looks good. She's also one of the best dressed in my opinion, and you know that she knows how to pose and give a look. Her eyes are just so mesmerizing. She's got some spikes on the bottom of her dress. I don't know if they're like maybe to pop any BBLs or overinflated lips, so y'all better beware. For her confessional look, Chanel went with a similar look to her All Stars 1 confessional look with the button up shirt and a trucker hat. By the way, I recently saw Chanel at a drag brunch in Las Vegas at Senor Frogs. She was reading the girls in the audience. She was juggling, she was serving looks. It was definitely well worth it. And who else was there? Deja Sky, James Mansfield, Kahana Montrese, and am I missing one? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, but she was doing all that stuff, and there was a buffet. There was unlimited mimosas, and everyone was like really super cool and friendly. And I even saw Jonathan Van Ness. He was in the building. Wasn't he getting canceled? But anyways, I took a picture with him. Last, we have our Energizer Bunny, Miss Vanjie. She's got the Cardi B WAP titties going on. She has a cool look. I'm not mad at it. To me, it's just kind of down the middle of the road. But she's posing the house down boots. For her confessional look, Vanjie is giving us drag, in or out of drag, and I love it. I'm here for it. She's got me fumbling my words and everything. But she's got the fur, well, full fur, I'm guessing, since she is playing for the ASPCA, which fights against animal cruelty. And again, she has a cheetah print button up shirt, so this bitch is on theme with her charity, I guess. For this next segment, I want to get into the queen's alleged ages. I honestly don't care if they're 18 or 107 years old like Mama Ru, as long as they know how to entertain. Honestly, I just like knowing the statistics. So the average age of this season is 33.5 years old. First, our southern cousin Angeria is 29 years old. Gottmik clocks in at 26. Miss Helotes, it's Georges, is 23 years old. Our runway challenge queen Nina is 44. The queen of TikTok, Plastique, is 26 years old. Miss Thick and Juicy is 40. The first queen of drag, according to Sherry Shepherd, is 44. And Miss Vanjie times 3 is 31. Georges is her youngest contestant this season at the tender age of 23, and she's already killing it. Next, our mature queen is Nina at 45, which honestly, she looks good for her age. Full set of hair, on Broadway, and everything. Next, I want to do a placement ranking and see which charity each queen chose as their fundraiser. First off, check. Angeria's placement on season 14 was considered 3rd through 5th place, and she is playing for the National Black Justice Collective. Gottmik's season 13th placement is 3rd/4th place, and they are playing for the Trans Lifeline. Georges plays 6th/7th place on season 14 and is playing for the National Alliance of Mental Illness. Nina West placed 6th place on season 11 and won Miss Congeniality and is playing for the Trevor Project. Plastique placed 8th place on season 11 and is playing for the Asian American Foundation. Roxy placed runner-up on season 5 and 4th on All Stars 2. She's playing for Miracle of Love. Chanel placed 4th on season 1 and 3rd/4th on All Stars 1. She's playing for the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. Last, Vanjie placed dead last on season 10 at 14th place and did a lot better on season 11 at 5th place. She is playing for the ASPCA. I also wanted to average out the queens' placements on their season or seasons and see statistically where they placed compared to the other queens. As we can see by the placements, Plastique and Benji placed the lowest on the list, followed by Georges, Nina, Angeria, Chanel, Gottmik, and Roxy is a queen who placed the highest overall in previous seasons. I'm also curious as to when we will have queens competing for a fourth time. I know that Jujubee has done it with Season 3, All Stars 1, All Stars 5, and UK vs. the World, but in US seasons and All Stars, I don't think it's been done before. I always thought Shangela would be the first queen to compete 4 times, but I feel like it's not looking too good considering the allegations against her and like that whole mess with We're Here. But anyways, let me know if you guys thought this video was boring AF or what I can do to improve. Thanks for being nosy and tuning in. See you next time. Bye.